Titties.
Hello and welcome to Chronicles of Narhi'ya. Snooze you lose, bitches! Welcome back, everybody. We had a week off last time, and yes, it is very late. This is normally when we would be taking our break, but scheduling and things and stuff, and but we're all jonesing for some D&D, and we all need a little bit of emotional release. It's been a turbulent week in the world, and why not just fight a giant monster and make ourselves feel better? And no emotional stakes at all. Anyway. And do we have any special announcements? Do we have any special announcements before we begin?
No.
Content is being made underway for a special project me, Kay, and Paige are doing, and further updates will be made accordingly once we gain a little bit more traction with editing said content. So be on the lookout. Other than that, I have no further announcements. I'm going to try and stream a little bit more. Because I realize that most of the time I make a schedule and I don't hold up to it. But I'm going to push myself to do it. Even if it's doing more streams where it's just a bunch of us hanging out playing different games and just vibing in chaos.
All the chaos.
So yeah, be on the lookout for that. There might be some things happening in my life that will impede that, but as of right now I'm not too entirely sure when that shall be occurring, but I will update when I can. Other than that, I have no further announcements.
Someone boop Jacket. He's still mute. He's still deafened.
I already did.
Okay.
He's doing stuff right now.
Okay. Well, hopefully he will be back at least in time for his turn. But no worries on that front. All right. That is all we have for announcements. Last time we played, we got to show you a brand new intro. Here it is again. Let us roll the intro.
And we're back.
Titties.
Nah. I will never escape the titties.
Sounds so nice.
Do you want to?
I mean,
Not really.
technically, Kay and I can't escape. Kay and I can't escape the titties because they're always with us. So
I unfortunately also have titties, and I don't want them. I would
you
gladly
have
give them.
moobs. You have moobs. There's a difference.
I would. What was the what was the thing from Nerd Cube? Breasts.
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 No, I prefer moobs.
I would gladly give them up to amplify anyone else's, but alas, I can only work to slowly decrease them. Anyway, aside from my boobs, let us begin. We are actually at the top of the round. Last time, at the beginning of last session, we started a boss fight. It was a big bad boss fight. It's currently still going on.
Pardon me, sorry.
The mule reveal was done, and Mule is also here, and huzzah. And the last thing we left off on was Warden decided to trap himself in a small enclosed space with the object of his disdain, and that object of his disdain decided he was going to attempt and succeed in part to rust a Warforged, which is a more complicated process, but it is certainly very painful. And that is where we left off, and we are back at the top of the round with Mule.
Hello. Could you like reset the scene of what the heck's going on? Because I think there's a few things going on from memory.
So, as of right now, Mule, Draven, and Warden are squaring off with Kavavek in his shaman form. Warden in particular, because he's in the bubble, which you and Draven can hit through, but he cannot at the moment get out of. Everyone else is contending with the Ebon hybrid, which is a very big, very mean, and very acidic beastie that is trying to tear people to pieces. So there are two targets on the field, and the last thing they saw from the Ebon Hunter, or from the Ebon hybrid, is that it seems to be able to, in some way, regenerate, as it is likely multiple monsters shoved into one lead design.
Okay.
So far as they've been able to tell, it is durable, it is fast, and its claws are acidic.
Okay,
It's
I'm
got
gonna
too many
start
eyes.
by...
I would like
There's
to
a free
offer
action.
a clarification.
Oh, go on.
Yes.
Sorry. I want to offer a clarification on the dome, because this is how it's written. So I want to just make sure that the mechanic itself is understood.
Yes.
Everyone else in the party can pass through it, which means that theoretically they could make a melee attack through it and hit Kavavek. However, the bubble itself is an anti-magic bubble, meaning that spells cannot be cast through it and target anything inside, and also anything inside cannot target anything outside. So you would, if you want to hit Kavavek, you would have to physically get into the bubble and then cast from inside the bubble, or use a melee attack from outside of the bubble through into the bubble. But if you're going to cast like Magic Missile on Kavavek right now, it's not going to do anything.
Okay, that's actually good to know, because that affects what I'm about to do. So.
That's why I wanted to say it.
Mjol is going to step into the bubble.
It is very
and-
tight quarters, just so you know.
Yeah, I'm aware. I'm going
If
to
I
end
recall-
concentration on Mjol's Burning Soul, which I just send the moat somewhere, it explodes, and Kavavek takes 15 force damage.
Owie.
Does that also hit me?
No. It's just
Are we sure?
yes. You choose a target to send the moat into. So, how is Warden looking, actually? That's my next question.
Well, I burned through all of his temp HP, and he burned through a good short of it. He took 116 damage last time. So,
Oh, well, that's why I'm checking in on him.
hey, buddy, how you doing? He's rusting in places. That's gonna be good.
So I believe the modern terminology nowadays is bloodied and mortal, in terms of like half health and like 10% or something along those lines. I'm not even bloodied. I took a lot of damage, but I'm not even below half yet.
The magic soaked up a lot of the rust, though.
Yeah.
Okay. All I needed to know. Miola's gonna take her staff and split it into 2 snakes.
Oh, my brain. Oh, sorry.
Yes, no, I am not breaking the staff of power. Just to clarify.
Oh God! I'm like, oh, I guess we're all right, guys. Campaign over. Everyone is dead. If the explosion didn't kill them, the shockwave.
The idea of detonating it inside of the sphere, where only me and Warden and Kavavek would get hit, did cross my mind. But no, that's not what I'm
explosion
doing.
of magic that powerful would have shattered the sphere, and then caused a massive shockwave. Would have sent the entire room collapsing, and you are like at least a mile underground, under several thousand tons of ice and rock. Campaign over. Fuck a fireball in a small room. You set up a nuke in an enclosed space.
Anyway,
But, 2 snakes.
she parts her staff in 2, and the 2 snakes slither up her arm. Warden, I do appreciate your help, but you do not need to fight my battles fully for me. And then I'm gonna cast Shape Change.
Oh.
And Mjol transforms into... she gets a bit bigger, but retains a sort of humanoid shape. But coming out of her hair are a myriad of snakes. And one of her wings, the, like, chitin kind of covering falls off to reveal one of them to be a dragon wing, and the other one stays the same. As I shape change into a Hierophant Medusa.
Come again?
Relax.
Mjol literally opened up the Book of Many Monsters and just flipped to a random page and goes, "Ooh, that's fun."
I was like, what's a CR rating that I can get Bard's approval on? Cool, done.
I've done this to
I see.
myself.
Yeah. And as a bonus action, she holds out her hand and makes a rift in space itself that forms into a blade and just swings it at Kavavek.
Alrighty.
As I make a final blade attack, so give me 1 second.
Being hit with the concept of physics, I see.
It's kind of like Blade of Disaster. It's the way I have this thing looking. Does a... Oh, that looks really bad from a player's perspective. 21 hit.
No.
Okay.
Come on.
On a miss, he takes 6 force damage.
Owie.
Get poked, idiot.
Yep.
Even when I miss, I can't miss.
Also, I know this won't work on Kavavek because I think we had this discussion, but can Kavavek and the other creature make me a DC 28 Constitution saving throw?
Con, yes.
Con, yes.
In his current monstrous form, that is a 30 for Kavavek,
Okay.
and that is only a 25 for the hybrid.
Okay. Kavavak doesn't take anything. The hybrid takes. Give me 1 second. 9 force damage, and is restrained as it slowly starts like turning into stone.
Hmm. Interesting.
That's yeah. And also for reference, no, people do not need to avert their eyes from Mjol, because I can just choose if this happens to.
Yeah.
Though they do have the option to like use their reaction to avert their eyes, but they become blinded.
Out of curiosity, where is the stonification beginning? It's like from the feet up?
I'm gonna say from the feet up, because it does say restrained. It makes the target, so...
Okay.
It then has to... Begins turning to stone, has a restrained condition. The restrained creature must repeat the saving throw at the end of its next turn. On a failed save, it just becomes petrified. On a success, the effect ends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then... Gotta find all my guys. And then I got some undead that I'm just gonna have hit Kavavek, so give me 1 second.
Are they inside
19
the
doesn't-
bubble?
Well, they can reach through the ground, so yes.
I mean, I could be granular about the bubble reaching into the ground, but I'm not going to, because that would be really fucking rude.
They are actually... I think from memory they're already in Kavavek space anyway, so... 19
if
doesn't
they're-
hit him, does it?
If they're buried, they could just be within the other radius of the bubble
Yeah.
that goes under the
Yeah.
ground.
Hmm. If they're considered
And I
members
imagine
of the party, yeah.
19, 10... Yeah, a 19, a 10, and a 14 does not hit him, does it?
No.
That's me done.
They tickle his feet.
Yeah. Trying to, like, latch onto him.
Okay. Alright. Mule. Not Mule. Mule is done. Nile.
How far is the hybrid? Because the last thing I remember is Mule swap places when Nile found himself standing on a table.
Yes. The hybrid is on the table. I believe it is... I think I attacked Zara last in the order of attacking people. So it is nearest to Zara, who is about, let's say, 10 feet. So it's about 5 feet from you. Splitting the difference.
Alright, Nile, get off the table, close the gap, and attack the hybrid.
I mean, the table takes up most of the room, so everyone's on the table. Except for the other two, except for the 3 over there by the throne. Everyone else is on the table. There's the table the size of the courtyard of Coldport.
Never mind that. Either way, he attacks him.
Okay.
17.
That is a miss.
That doesn't hit either.
I'm giving Niall my heroic inspiration.
This is all.
So, roll again, basically.
Everything missed.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
It's fine, it's fine. That's all Nile's gonna do.
All right. I will, for the flavor of it, you attack. Your attacks, especially that 17, it makes contact, but it's just, you almost feel it bounce off of its hide, it's dense and almost already. It's not stony, but it's that exceptionally dense hide. Your senses as a blood hunter are just going fucking ballistic. It smells like so many different things. There's so many different energies around this thing. Whatever the fuck this is, it is bad and needs to die. Alright, it is now Kavavek's turn. Okay, we have here. So we have a warden with my hands all over you. We also have a mule. I don't like how you said that. A mule here in melee range, which is a choice. Let's see. Ooh, this will be fun.
Like half cover, right?
I think so. Yeah, you're this close to him. He's right in half cover.
Okay, cool. Just checking.
Okay. Sorry, I'm pulling up details for a thing.
It's fine.
The lost depth of my notes. Ah, yeah. Wow.
Deep dark depths of the DM's notes.
Well, isn't this sweet? Let's see. Ah. This will be fun. You watch as his head, like, starts twitching, and part of the skull starts to crack and open up in the center, where there is a bulbous eye with, it slowly grows and forms, and then looks at Mule. Mule, you feel your magic cut off.
Oh, fun.
He has grown an eye of a beholder.
Oh, you motherfucker.
Oh my fucking! I'm going to. Want to get my hands on you, Bard?
There's a lot happening
okay,
right now.
okay. I got a plan. I got a plan. Does anyone have a really large stick that we can poke him with?
I do.
I mean,
I have the flag on my back.
That works. Just make it go.
I have a spear.
That also works. Let's just all like porcupine.
I have a very
this
large
fucking beholder
sword.
eye.
Yes,
I claim this eye in the name of Coldport.
Alrighty then. Now I'm gonna have. So, Colton, I'm sorry to tell you this. We're gonna do it again.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not sorry. You're right. I'm not sorry. We are gonna do it again though. I need you to roll con save at disadvantage.
But I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Is this a spell?
No.
I already tried that.
Yeah.
No, the reason I asked that is I'm seeing if he's accidentally like monkey pawed himself or it's like his own magic.
Oh, yeah, where I
doesn't work in
can't
the
use
code.
I can't use magic because
Yeah,
I'm in the code of my
just
eyeball.
checking.
Constitution save at disadvantage.
No. Yes.
Ew, that's 7.
Oh. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. I have to get the dice.
What if
I
I said
have to
about you
keep my
being a
dice.
martyr, Colton?
Consequences of my actions chasing me right now.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
Okay. Ooh.
I'm gonna be so for real. I didn't think he was gonna be able to do it again because he did it as a legendary action. So I didn't think that was gonna be something he could do on his turn. That is a bit of an issue.
Here's okay. That is a good cat. I will explain. So his legendary action was to initiate the effect outside of his turn. He basically got to cut ahead and give himself one action ahead of his turn. It's basically his legendary action was I'm cutting in line in the initiative. But for only one thing.
What is? And that's mean.
We need a fucking plan. We need a plan.
Yep.
I had a plan. It is now
Throw away the plan.
a problem.
Welcome to the wizard trying to figure out what they can do without magic.
Okay. Doing some math. Oh no. All right. Colton? That you are going to take 110 acid damage as he continues to rust you. You feel the intensity of it is more now in your midsection. You feel the claws sink into your metal body, and you feel bits of you start to crust away. Yay! Not about that.
Sorry.
Unrelated. It is an unrelated yay.
Yeah, the yay was unrelated. Sorry. Didn't mean to distract.
I was about to say that's a little dark there, DM.
I mean, I did just hit her in the stomach with a hammer like 5 minutes ago. That's pretty fair.
Okay, that is 110 acid damage. Oh. It's one of those things where I'm very glad you did what you did because it made this a lot more, like, dangerous for you. But also at the same time, I'm like, ooh, oh no. Oh no.
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay. Don't have anything else I can do. I can't affect anything outside the bubble right now, so one other thing. The last thing that happens is that his arms and chest, you watch as the bones that make up his more almost skeletal form start to shift a bit and fold onto themselves, creating a more armored look. I have a thing, one of his mechanics, I will explain this. I have a table, one of his things that every round he has a random mutation. But if he selectively mutates, like he did with the Beholder Eye, he loses the ability, he loses something he can do next turn.
I have scissors and I'm not afraid to use them. Actually, I kind of am a little bit, but still.
Yes. All right. That is going to be Kavavek's turn. Draven, you just watched him grow a giant eyeball out of his skull. that seems to you watch as the sort of magic that's always sort of kind of all around Mule just sort of shuts off.
Yeah.
Which does not force you out of your shape change. I will like that.
I actually it does, but when he stops looking at me, I actually go back into the form I was in. Because it suppresses all ongoing effects for the time being, but doesn't dispel them. So. I'm actually
Okay,
just
so
normal at the moment.
if the eyeball looks away from you, you will go back to the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you just watched you're pretty sure you just watched a chunk of Morgan fall onto the floor from where his
Great.
hands are touching him.
So Draven is outside the bubble, if I remember correctly. Seeing that the bubble is already an enclosed space, and Draven used an ult, but he's still got his dragon form up, but his divine brutality is gone because he used his ult, so there is that. I remember correctly, I still have my Crimson right on. I'm actually going to change the Crimson right to Right of the Storm as my bonus action. And attacking the hybrid twice. Both with Great Weapon Master. Well, the first one was a natural 20.
Why you gotta be smacking my monsters like that?
Why you gotta be smacking my party like that, motherfucker?
How dare!
You know what? That's fair.
Tit for tat. Alright.
That's...
Second attack. Let's just see if this hit. No fucking way! No way!
Don't tell me there was another one! Don't tell me there's another one!
No, okay, so I haven't touched my dice tray, right?
Thank you for coming, everyone. This has been a great campaign. I am now going to retire. I have been double whammied in my own goddamn house.
Evidence!
Granted, it's probably fair considering I just.
Okay,
Colton,
so
how you looking over there?
okay,
By
so
the by.
I rerolled the same
still alive.
dice. I rerolled the same dice instead of using different ones, but I promise you both were natural 20s. Hold on, sending the pic now.
Show us the fucking evidence. Show us the fucking evidence of this shit. What the fuck? What the fuck is that? Yeah! Oh my god.
Oh, buddy boy.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Prep with the calculator, because this is gonna be some.
Alright, everyone go take 5. This will be taking a break where Matt just math for the next 20 minutes.
Alright.
Just for my own curious brain, there is a 1 on the opposite side of that, like, die face, right?
Yeah, the dragon eye is the 20, and the opposite side is the 1.
Okay. Yep, I'm double checking. So that looked like a 1, and then I'm like, nope, no, that would be a 20.
Yep.
You
Right.
know,
So,
if you double natural 1, I would have been so fucking excited. That would have been
I
so
would have
fucking funny.
Oh, I would not have been.
Imagine getting a 20 and a 1 in the same turn. That would be completely whiff the first one. You're like, all right, we can't have that.
Okay, nah, never mind. I've already used my bonus action to do Crimson. I hate 2024 rules. I hate it. I hate 5.5.
Why? What's it done to you?
Because now, because like at this point, I could have been like, oh, by the way, I'm putting a thunderous smite on each of those, but no, it's fine. My brain is still in 2014.
You can do that in 2024. You can
I allowed you to do that last time you did it. I allowed
Yeah.
you to do that last time.
Well, you can't do it 2024 because Thunderous Smite is a bonus action instead of a. Yeah. But, point of order. But at this point, am I allowed to put Thunderous Smite on both attacks, even though it's technically a bonus action, rules as written?
You got 2 natural 20s. You do what you want.
Man, go for it. Alright. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Right. I will roll these d6s separately. Right. Ooh, sweet suffering, baby Jesus, that's not bad. Okay. Right, so. Off rip, hold on. Plus.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh yeah. While you're doing that calculation, from note from Warden, that piece you saw fall off of him was his leg.
Oh, for the love of fuck's
Okay.
sake.
Warden has lost his right leg
Okay.
and some of his chest plating.
So that is 41 points of slashing and 16 points of lightning for a total of
For the first one?
for the first one for a total of 57. Oh wait, plus on that. Woo! Nice. Plus 14 points of thunder damage. So that's 71 for the 71 total.
Oh, look, my dice
you.
are the other way.
It's cacked. Alright. Just double checking something. And for the second one, that is 21 points of... Wait. Brain! 39 points of slashing, 24 points of lightning, 16 points of thunder for a total of 79. So in total, that is 150 damage from those two attacks.
Damn.
That's without any resistances.
Okay.
So Draven kind of like is closes the distance and just like starts at one portion of the hybrid's torso and rakes Stormcover across one chest and comes in from the other side as he swings around and rakes it across from the other side.
Normally I would ask you a very fun question. However, this time I get to tell you how you do this.
Oh shit.
You're raking the blade across its chest, and its arms fall to the side, its torso barely holding together, before the head falls back. And the legs just, because the rest of the body isn't there anymore, the legs just fully petrify and crumble. However, you look down at what's left of this thing, and then you notice that its limbs begin to twitch, and its too many eyes sort of just with a sickening split open as you watch its head begin to split open and move in different directions towards each arm.
I don't like that.
As the flesh weaves just out from the arms, weaving and shifting and swirling together. And in entirely too quickly and entirely too obscene to comprehend, they reform into two new hybrids. One takes on more of its, say, a similar appearance from before. The other one is more beast. They look pretty much the same. The other one is more bestial, remaining low on all fours, with more jagged spikes and a head, the mouth that actually splits open and lets forth a scream. Not a roar. Not a cry of battle. A humanoid scream. Narhi'ya and Mule, you recognize the voice. You've heard this person screaming, more in anger than anything else. It is the sound of one of Kavavek's fathers.
Oh, what the fuck?
Love
And you
that.
see the other hybrid, its arm reshapes into it's like twists and reshapes into something akin to a bow. One of his fathers was a fisherman. The other was a hunter.
Well, Narhi'ya probably screams, "You actual monster," to Kavavek. I'm not gonna do it because there are people in the next room, but
Yes, I see. Yes. Oh, I mentioned before, my first victim, a random passerby. No. My father never stopped looking for me. And when he found me, I was at the breaking point. But I kept and then found my other father. He had made a new life, a new husband, a new family. Well, I couldn't have that, could I? Now we're all together again. And as I said before, you are what you eat. All right, let's see who is next. Is that all? Is that the end of your turn?
It is indeed.
Okay. I want to double check.
Yeah, no, that's me.
Kalia, understandably, in her rage and in her in what just happened, goes, "What the fuck?" and just starts trying to hack this thing to pieces. She takes a couple swings. Their AC is lower. Oh, that's good because they don't have as much, She's gonna go after the bestial one. It's a monster. It's on 4 legs. She knows how to deal with that. Try to hit it in the face. She is gonna. Both times she is going to hit. Rolling dice, rolling dice,
All the dice rolling.
2 attacks. That is 30 slashing and 8 lightning with the first, and 26 slashing and cacked 6 lightning. Alright, so she has done a total of 70 damage.
Damn.
And it seems to be doing some damage, that's for sure. It screams more. Just horrifying and sounds terrible.
Is Draven feeling a sense of familiarity of like, that's definitely my daughter.
Oh, yes. I'm gonna put them hybrid 1, hybrid 2. Hybrid 2 gets to keep the additional initiative. That is, so hybrid 1 for clarification. Hybrid 1 is the beast. Hybrid 2 is the hunter. Just for clarification. And unfortunately for Kalia, it rolled just a little bit less good than she did, so it's going next. It didn't like being hit. It didn't like it at all. I'm gonna do. It's you guys watch as that makes them more like as spikes grow out more like they're not just spikes. There are these hooks, curved talons grow out of every which direction. It's going to do. I need Kalia, who I'm going to have to roll for, Vemwin, and Lothia to. Actually, no. I need. I have to do the rolling. That's just the 3 people I'm going to target. We're off for we gotta forget how to do combat. Let's see. That does not hit Kalia. She's able to defend. Casey does an 18 hit. Bamide?
Sorry, my bad. What was that?
Does an 18 hit?
18 hits.
Okay. Lothia. Lothia. Oh no. That's a crit.
Oh, good.
Let's see. For the sake of clarity, does a 30 hit?
Oh, yeah, it does.
Okay. You monks. You monks.
Oh, don't worry. I'm probably going to do some monk bullshit in a second, so...
Oh, probably. I mean, one of them are ranged. Again, the first shot's going to miss. The other 2, maybe. Okay. Rolling. Nice. I also need, from Casey and from Lothia, a con save. S'il vous plaît.
Yeah, I think
I
I'm
got a
going to spend a
15.
key point to pass.
I got a 15.
I got a 6, which I'm confident is a fail, so I'm going to use a key point
Okay.
to
Both.
pass instead.
All right. So the spending the key point to auto pass.
Yeah.
Okay. Casey is a fail. It's gonna take a little bit extra. One more quick image. Because of course its spines are still coated in acid. So I think you're able. You still get hit. You duck and you're not going to take. Thankfully, Lothier, you're not going to take critical acid damage.
Yeah. This is the shit I'm scared of. I'm like,
I can't resist that. There's not a lot of things that do resist acid, which is why I picked it. It's like, this is just nasty. Why don't more people use this? Casey, that is... Doing the calculate. Oh, undo that calculation. I don't need that yet. That is 30 slashing damage and 15 acid damage as it crouches down. And oh, well, wait, before I do that. Ooh. Lothia, you avoid the acid damage. You will be taking 48 slashing damage.
I'm gonna use deflect attack as a reaction, so give me a sec.
Is that you're trying to roll to reduce damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
you guys watch as Kalia gets to because she's like right there and she's enraged, so she has higher reactivity. She sees it like its muscles like tightening as it kind of leans back a little bit as the spikes come out, and she blocks with the axe. As it shoots forward, it just leaps forward at an impossible speed, and it runs. Technically, Casey, it runs. When it runs past you, but you feel like you see it running towards you, then you stop seeing it, and suddenly you feel the jagged claws rip through your side, and you feel the acid sort of like burning at the wound before it bounces off part of the floor, and in a completely different direction, rushes and slashes. Lothia.
How much damage was it, sorry, for me?
It was 48.
Yep.
Well, I don't quite reduce it to 0, but we take what wins we can. I reduced it down to 10.
Damn. Monk!
I did have to spend a few key points for that though. So.
Okay, you know what? That's fair. You are running. You at this point you're kind of running low on key points. Okay, that's its turn. Who is up next? That would be Lothia. Also,
Hello.
as it lands, sort of skids to the floor. So you see the claws ripping through the wood. His claws are dripping with acid. You hear in the most unpleasant voice possible. All right, Lothia's turn.
Okay.
Oh, good. Nightmare.
After
Nightmare.
using her like champion battle axe to like deflect that attack, she's gonna throw it away, and take out her bow.
Oh god. Oh fuck! It's an anti-tank rifle.
I'm so sorry, and she's gonna just point blank shoot them. And because I have sharpshooter, it's not disadvantage.
Oh yeah, close range isn't gonna affect you.
Yeah, ignore the Yeah. 25 to hit.
That will hit.
Piercing damage.
How much?
44.
Okay. So, using Hybrid 2's ability, real quick. It's just going to basically reduce the damage. You fire, and it will hit, but it doesn't hit as hard as you think it would, because you notice that while it landed, the other hybrid is now suddenly there, standing in front of you, with the arrow in its arm, as it used its body to slow the power of the projectile down. So we're gonna just do a nice little slice in half. Each of them are gonna take 22. Yeah. But it is a reaction. The other one still is not. It's not speaking. It's not screaming or anything. It's just staring at you. And you feel the reaction. You feel how quickly that happened. That there is still, despite what they are, there is still something of them in there beyond whatever horrors he made them to be.
Okay. I have a question. Are the hybrids between me and Kavavek?
No, they're deliberately they are facing the other direction.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Okay.
They're in the direction of the door. Kavavek is still by the throne, so they're on opposite sides of the room. They're not very far from you, but they're opposite sides of the room essentially.
In that case, Narhi'ya is gonna pull a second arrow, and it turns into a bolt of lightning. Can they both make me dex saves? DC's only like 19.
That is a 21 and a 29.
Okay, they will take half this damage.
Speed is kind of their thing.
Yeah, I just figured, hey, they're in a line. When am I going to have an opportunity? Oh, there's a bunch of ones there. Give me a sec.
Hey.
Where'd that number go? Okay, that's how many ones.
You gotta take the opportunities you can.
38 lightning damage, which is halved to 19 lightning damage they each take.
They take how much?
They both take 19, already halved.
Okay.
Yeah. The total was 38.
Mm-hmm. The bestial one is not looking great.
Okay. As bonus action, I am going to whistle. Ancestors, send me some aid. There's an explosion of lightning and sprinkles appears.
The bird?
The rock bird, yes. That's why I asked you last session how big's the room.
Sprinkle!
Rangers!
Ranger! That's not the one I expected. I didn't expect to go Rangers.
And then I'm gonna have my bird make some attacks.
Okay.
Does a gosh, which one was looking more damaged?
That would be 1 because it's the bestial one.
1. All right, I'm gonna make a beak attack against 1. Does a welcome to Pain Hour where I can't do mental math.
Welcome to the
Does a 22 hit?
Yes.
Okay, it takes 22 piercing damage.
Owie. Your bird also takes 10 piercing damage because the spikes gives it a retaliation armor for melee attacks.
Okay.
It's just a little bit. This tastes sharp and pointy.
Does a 24 hit?
Yes.
Okay. That is 24 piercing damage again.
And that is 15 piercing damage in turn.
And then... Oh, no, it's just 2 attacks. Okay. And then as a bonus action, it is gonna, like, disengage, fly away.
You're using... It is using disengage to fly away?
Yes. Without provoking... It can move away without provoking opportunity attacks.
Okay. I know you. I know you. Don't you do it? Okay.
Yeah, the rock flies up to half its movement speed without provoking opportunity attacks.
It's not going very far. The room is big enough for it to be in, but it's not. There's not a lot of
range.
It's a meeting room, not a meeting hall.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Ding, ding, ding. The boy, it is your turn. It is Warden's turn. You are missing a leg and part of your stomach.
Yeah,
He's got his beady eyes on you and one big ol' eye on Mjol.
Yep.
Oh, that would be so. Actually, I think that it would probably persist. A random question with no repercussions while Colton gets ready. Mjol, under the gaze of the beholder's eye, is your mental magic still active?
So, painfully, Mind Blank and Foresight are both suppressed currently.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
Moving on. Colton, your turn. Oh no.
Okay.
Also, because it may or may not be related, my AC has gone from 29 to 12.
Ouch. That's a downgrade if I've ever
Yeah,
heard
because
one.
magic items are suppressed too, and it's like, fuck.
Ow. Ow.
I kinda only have one shot here to do anything, unfortunately. Well, one shot to do something and also potentially not die. Yeah, okay. So Warden, his right leg's just slawed off with a great big thunk onto the ground. Plates are shedding off of his torso like dragon scales and just landing all over Kavavek, really, with how little space is in this bubble. In that moment, because I wanted to do this anyways, there's just a lot happening. My heart's pounding, sorry. We talked about this already, so I can just ask this. Can I want to make a perception check on Kavavek.
You may.
Okay. You know what I'm asking about,
him.
right?
You know what? I think so. But given how close you are, I will even let you do it at advantage.
Hell yeah.
As a little I took your leg, you get an advantage.
Yay!
All I can think about taking your leg is what me and Kay talked about when she was doing my commission for my Pokemon character by Houndoom looking like, Papa, I want that man's leg.
Give me the man's leg.
Yeah, like the man's leg.
I want his leg.
Yay.
I mean, I feel like we'd be like Kay going after people's kneecaps, so.
Nobody has stopped me yet. I have a pile of them in the corner.
You haven't been sharing them, bitch, what?
You're all the way
I
over
need
here.
new
How the fuck
ones.
am I supposed to do that?
I need replacements.
Okay. My D&D Beyond is wigging out. I clicked a couple of times, so I'm gonna be. I think way more than 2 rolls are gonna end up in the D&D Beyond chat. The first one I saw was a 7. The second one I saw was a 16. So I'm taking that to be correct. There's just gonna be so many more afterwards.
Okay. That's what you want to go with? That's fair.
I just went by the order that I saw them. The first one was a 7. The second one was a 16.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a
You-
13.
Okay. You look. He's even with all of his stuff. He's bigger than you, but you feel the bits of you sort of rotting off. But you look. Your eyes scanning, and you just made it. 16. Target found. As you look to his chest cavity and see this glowing heart wrapped in vines. But you know, from what you know of these things, and how the temperature of them is exceptionally hot. But this is not. But you know from your experience, this is not a heart. This is a core. Because you've identified the core, whatever your next, if you're not your next attack action, I will also give you advantage.
So,
Because you have a target and he can't really dodge.
yeah, okay. So, like that. I've got 2 options here. One was the one I was gonna go with, and the other one is the new option. And I don't know which one to go with now because Jesus. Oh, good lord. All right. What's the spell again? I'm not in the cone of his beholder eye, right? Because he's squarely at Mule. Because we're pretty well packed in, so it's entirely possible I also don't have my magic right now, which isn't going to do anything, but...
Yeah. With you are probably contained within the cone.
Okay, so then I can't even cast a spell, so then I have to do my first plan, so that's good to know. Oh, shit. Okay. I'm going to use another ability I have actually never used in this campaign. Since the very beginning I've had it. I've never, come across a point where it was useful. I think right now is probably the best time to use it. I am going to channel divinity. And this cleric has a very particular channel divinity. Let me find the name so I can describe it properly. Okay. The ability is called Tower Barricade. It uses my action, and it creates a 10-foot by 10-foot solid barrier of energy in a place that I choose directly in front of me, essentially. Like 5 feet away from me. Kavavek is inside the bubble, which means that he has to make a strength saving throw upon my cast, or be knocked prone. It also provides total cover, which means it is a solid barrier. I would like to aim the barrier in a particular manner and cut this bitch in half.
Get it, boy!
Yeah.
Do it.
And I
Do
can
it.
see the core, so I can angle it just so to split it in two. Because he wanted to go for the lethal hit, I guess. There's also damage that goes along with this, but it's just like
It was a strength thing?
Yes, it's a not super high because it's just my saving throw. But it's a DC 19 strength saving throw, or he's knocked prone, and then he's also going to take damage.
That is a 17.
It's not a lot of damage, but it is some damage. He's also pushed. I don't know what that's going to do.
It's going. I got you covered. Don't worry.
Cool.
Put in your damage.
All right, so it's going to be 17 force damage. And I'm angling it so that it dives into the core, which I can very clearly see. He's knocked prone. The push is... No, he just takes the damage. The push is only if I do the other half of this channel divinity. But he does still take the damage.
So.
I can do my own little flavor as well.
Do your flavor of how you want this to look and how this wants to go, and I will formulate a response.
Lovely. Okay. So this motherfucker has just rusted me twice, like a coward. I've lost my leg. I've lost a majority of my plating. At least the front plating. I'm gonna say that like a little bit of his face is melted because that's, I think, with the amount of damage I've taken, that's pretty on par. I can feel my arms at the shoulders starting to also slaw off of my metal body, which metal bodies don't slaw, by the way. He is... Warden is just... He doesn't feel pain because that's not what he does, but he still gets that phantom feeling of there used to be a limb there. So he can feel where his leg used to be, but it's not there anymore. He can feel the connection to his arms starting to sever. He can feel how exposed his own core is, which is just kind of like a white light. There's a structure to it, but it's glowing at the moment because he's got a lot of active effects going on here. or one active effect going on here. And he spots the core inside Kavavek, feels the magic gone, feels a lack of presence, not only just in his own body, but his connection to Rulon and his connection to his own set of trump cards as a caster, as a main caster. And the only thing that he can think to do in the moment is to put up a wall. So, with the last bit of feeling, quote unquote, that he has in his neck, he tilts his head down just enough to get a good line of sight on the core. And as he's beginning to channel his divinity, he says, "At least you still called me a soldier." Because reminder, Kavavek called him a toy soldier last session. "At least you still called me a soldier. All I see is the shaman's toy. And I found your battery." And then the divinity pops. A glow, like a vortex, for like half a second. There's a small vortex that appears right over top of the core above in Warden's body. And it starts to spiral outward just a little bit, just enough to clear the rest of Warden's front, essentially. So he's casting it directly in front of his own body. And just as it reaches that certain level, it expands very suddenly and very quickly with this high-pitched whine and shimmer. And this wall of purple light just lights up and cuts off the shaman, looking like the shaman can no longer like look down at Warden because there's just this wall of purple. And with just as much force as it appears going up, it also appears going down. And like a nice big blade, it cuts straight through the shaman's body and goes straight for that core, like a guillotine. And also probably shears off the shaman's arms, so that would make Warden fall because he was being held up, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I love that. First of all, love that. The core is severed. The top half, as is the lower half of his body. The half body falls back onto the throne, sort of half limply laying back into it, as the other half falls and the core is sliced and fades. And there is a low, rumbling chuckle from the half corpse. Brilliant. Exactly to plan. You watch as its eyes begin to fade, and the body crumbles away into leaves and bones, swirling and moving around before reforming upon the throne. And Kavavek in his Goliath form. Well, that was certainly exciting. I think you may just have done it. He moves his hand in a strange manner to how we would normally do things. He also, for Mule, he looks different. He's thinner. He, like, before he was a hulking, big burly dude. He seems thinner. The designs on his tattoos are different. He moves a hand and realizes he's using the weave of arcane magic. As there is a projection that appears all around you. Dots appearing all over the table. The map table. And you watch as one by one they begin to blip out. And there are thousands, hundreds of thousands. They begin to blip, 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 blip. This is going to cause a bit of panic. That's the advantage of having shapeshifters with that clarity of form. Is that they can kidnap someone, consume them, and completely take over their form. Simple farmers and fishermen, politicians, priests, pillars of the community. Though, a bit of restriction, given that certain races are a little more difficult to convert. But when you have as much time as I've had, you make it count. Massive spy network encompassing nations is falling one by one, thanks to you, Warden. The eyes and ears of the great dragon are dying. You will hear this various roaring and curling from through the rock as the Wendigo creatures that were buried in the snow, constantly, endlessly crawling out, begin to die. You have severed, and yet you have once again stepped in the way of that bloody dragon. I have to give you credit, cousin. I knew you'd find a way to screw him over, but swapping places with his child, that was good. Not even I could have
10
predicted.
moves ahead.
Yes. Which is why I knew I needed to change. I needed to be able to match your wits. Turns out, do enough favors for a mage as powerful as a Dracolich, and he will let you use certain items containing certain spells. Warden, you were right. It was the shaman, me, before. I did fall to the curse, and I spread it far and wide. And then I utilized this. He takes out a broken, it looks like a broken syringe. He placed upon this little item the clone spell. And I made this. A new me. A living me. and be with my already existing ability to manipulate flesh, I jostled my abilities around a little bit, making me smarter, making me more powerful in magical form. And I wish I could tell you that I was here, cousin. That you could have your revenge. In a way, you did. The version that you and your friends just killed is the version that you made. Your mistake corrected. And I must thank you for that. As he speaks, as you hear more of them dying upstairs, you see the hybrids start to curl into themselves. As at their cores, at their own cores, he had made them into Wendigo as well and connected them to him. As they die, finally, for the final time, falling away. You watch as you hear a rumbling in the walls, as you see the antlers begin to disintegrate, and occasional rock begins to fall from the ceiling. As much as I'd love to sit here and gloat, cousin, you have more pressing matters to attend to. I'll give you your fair fight, mage to mage, very soon. He looks past you to Lothia. Auntie, I forgive you. I do. He didn't. He was so consumed with revenge, being abandoned, being resurrected, falling the way he did. It's why I needed to make this new me. And so I studied each of you, finding your secrets, knowing just where to place my agents to keep tabs on you anywhere you went. Servants that passed you food. Children in the courtyard where your children play. Guards even in the depths of the Feywild. I'll admit, it'll be a lot harder for him to move now. But a clarification, cousin. I am not your ally. I am not Cyradax's ally, not in truth. He was a means to an end. And to clear a bit of your, perhaps, thoughts on what was to become of the now thousands upon the thousands of dead bodies that are going to be everywhere. I've taken care of that. Their bodies shall return to nature, bones and leaves. Their spirits returned to, well, most likely, to Vectus. And then, of course, to the cycle. I wasn't going to let him raise an entire army of my hard work. He's gonna be a little pissed. Be mindful of that.
Good.
He looks past you and looks at the hybrids clinging to each other. He swirls a hand, and their bodies are set alight. They burn away quickly. Finally at peace. the room begins to crumble away. Well, it was wonderful seeing what you're all going to bring to the table. I'll be seeing you again soon. Well done, Guardians. And the form he's in fades away into blood and into bone and leaves. And all of you, after a moment of what the fuck, and seeing the blips fade out, it becomes very apparent that this room is collapsing, and you are very deep underground. Perhaps a door, perhaps a big door.
Exfil.
Also, for the clarification, Neil, as soon as the Wendigo body died, your magic came back.
Yeah, I figured that might be the case. Oh, good.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast plane shift and teleport everyone out of here onto the world tree.
All right, there's room enough for that. And you all sort of feel a flicker over your bodies as you're no longer underground. You are all on this. I've described it before, but for all of you who've never seen this, to see this spanning, towering tree surrounded by near nothingness of swirling white and vibrant colors, branches reaching out to distant portals that not quite connecting. There is a moment of respite. And sitting just beside you all is a person-sized squirrel.
You motherfucker!
Oh, I forget they haven't met her.
You son of a bitch!
She's just kind of sitting there. You brought guests.
Oh, yes, I do apologize. These are my friends. And my mother. There was an entire citadel about to fall on top of us, so I just sort of thought of the first place that came to mind. Which of course is the world between worlds, but yes.
See, this is the problem with wizards. You think too big too quickly. But, well, they all seem alive. Looks down at the faces of the warden.
Yeah, his the left side of his face is a little melted. The plume is rather scorched. He's missing his right leg. There's a giant glowing white ball in the middle of his very exposed chest. Did my leg and body parts come with me?
No.
Cool. So
don't worry, I have a plan for that. Don't worry.
I'm sure. I'm just describing now. The plane shift probably made the he was mid fall probably because Mule oh shit. So he hits the ground. His left shoulder comes loose and just kind of lolls to the side. The flag breaks. And I think his right arm shears at the mid forearm, so his hand's just kind of attached by a single strut. He can still move it, but it's definitely not properly attached anymore. Warden's not looking too great, guys.
Still fucked up.
I'm gonna cast Mass Cure Wounds at level 8. That's the level I have to cast it at in this form. Give me a minute while I roll a lot of dice.
That saves my 9th level spell slot, so thanks.
Yeah, it's like a... How many times? This form I can do it like X number of times.
So, Mill, why is the large squirrel talking? I know, I know we've seen weirder stuff, but at the same time, kind of took me off guard.
Well, this is... Hang on, I gotta remember. Give me 1 second, I gotta find her.
It's big talk for a big scaly blueberry.
Also, big talk for someone who looks like dinner.
I mean, that's
She
very
looks at-
bold of
she
you to
looks
say
at
to
you,
a god.
Looks
but-
over the edge of the world tree, which is literal nothingness, and goes, I feel like you're barking in the wrong house.
This is, Kuldana, the god of temperance.
And my temperance has limits.
God damn it.
In that, we have much in common.
I can see why Argos likes you. He is also very impertinent, but well-meaning. She looks over, so you heal, and Warden, we'll get the numbers of the heal, but Warden, you feel some of the rusted damage is reversed, like you're on your shoulders and some of your chest, like the bits that are still there is reversed. But she looks over at you. Ah, one of my brother's children. I suppose I do owe Rulon a favor. And she kind of totters over to Warden.
Christ.
And she just puts her whole paw on the core. And just kind of twists this, twists there. It's like, sure, she puts her hands on the circular white core of your being and starts twisting it around like the fucking Treasure Planet map. And then here's click. You hear this click. And you guys watch as out of Warden's various wounds, he begins to bleed liquid metal. As it starts to flowing out and warping and reshaping into the replacements of his damaged limbs. But not completely, as it turns it more into a reflection of what a body would be like. So, like, the leg is mechanical, but it's not armored. As well as also, like, part of your chassis is, like, more like they molded the metal over your form. And as well as some of the your bits around your shoulders and arms, your hand, it starts to grow over. Kind of, but it looks like metallic flesh, like the grooves and stuff in it. There are lines where tattoos were once were. His hand, it like forms over your broken hand and wrist, and looks like a person's hand, big Goliath hand, but metallicized and sort of slowly reforms into something, but something that you may describe if you want to flare up how exactly it looks. Because it's going to be in 2 states. It's going to be in that state, and then it will slowly mechanicize into more aligning with your Warforged form. but there is a moment, especially with your face. Because remember, your face is also heavily damaged. So we'll say half your face gets reformed. So, yeah, if you would like to tell people how you think that's going to look, go ahead.
Oh boy. Okay. As the flesh look, as the liquid takes on like the flesh look of like a vague reconstruction of Warden's body, which at this point Warden hasn't spoken yet, but before his core was messed with, he was trying to raise up his still attached arm, his still attached but fucked up arm, but wasn't actually saying anything, whether or not it's because he couldn't or because he just choosing not to. I don't know. But upon the sequence being activated, the flesh look, I'm assuming it doesn't take on like an actual color, it's just the liquid metal.
Yeah, it's still just like silvery dark gunmetal gray metal.
Yeah, okay. So, but the actual look of the metal is, or the actual like shape of it becomes very striking very quickly. It's already kind of been known that Warden in his original life was a Goliath. As the skin is reforming, the markings on his body, which are now are sort of coming into shape, this sort of at the same time as the skin, quote unquote, is being formed, and they're not necessarily markings or a language or even just a traditional stylistic tattoo. Everywhere that, like, so his left arm, because that just sheared off when he landed, and then a good portion of his front torso and his right leg, and then that little bit of his right hand that got screwed up, but I'm assuming that just kind of like pulls his arm back together so there's not too much over there. But anywhere where there is a good amount of skin, there are just these crisscrossing, swirling, almost, to call them snake-like would be purely in form and not in design. Like, he doesn't have like scales or anything. It's probably closer to ribbons. These like ribbon tattoos that curl all across his body in seemingly random loops and shapes, and they fold on top of each other. They go in loops and create vague geometric patterns, but really like circles and loops, and that's really it. And there doesn't seem to be a symmetry to them. Like, there are entire sections of the skin that are just bare. There's no tattoo on there at all, and there's other sections where there's so much that would there be any color of the skin, the tattoo would just sort of cover that entirely. It is just asymmetrical to a degree that is probably unseen in modern Goliaths. And the next most striking thing is that there is not an ounce of body fat on what this skin is showing. It is pure cut valleys of muscle that kind of even put Mule to shame. Yeah. The arm that gets created starts to billow and billow and billow in size until it even starts to look a little too big for what Warden's body normally is, which is already kind of big. The shoulder that's created is larger than the shoulder, than the Warforged shoulder on his right. So his left shoulder, so he just looks not only skinned, but also wrong. Like the proportions look like they're being built incorrectly at first. It's not until the Warforgification, which I'm assuming is coming up next, that it starts to condense and actually return back to his regular size. But it's clear that whatever Warden used to be is a little bigger than he is now.
Mhm.
Well done.
Big beefy boy.
I don't know whether they call that an upgrade, my friend, or a downgrade.
I'm gonna go with yes. But either way, damn.
Damn.
Like I know
Is this
I know I'm cut, but Jesus.
Is this a full reconstruction of his body, by the way? Like once the process is actually done?
No, the reintegration of armoring will have to go like by the Warforged. They have a process for that, but it's sort of like gone to like the. So after it all said and done, he essentially looked like he's the. It's uncanny, really. Half of his face, the whole left side of his body, is as it starts to condense and more mechanize. The armor doesn't return. So he looks half in armor, half out of armor. And if he were to stand, he'd be a little bit leaning to the left. Because he did not remechanize his big-ass armored boots. After he's done reforming, she does a little check. She sort of moves her hand over the chest cavity to completely reseal it so that the core is protected. And sort of claps her hands together. All right. Next time you speak to him, tell him I have repaid my favor.
I'm definitely sending you a vat of onion soup.
Please do. Delicious.
So then, sorry, I'm trying to visualize this as correctly as possible. Does it doesn't look exactly like his former look, but it's not flesh anymore? Quote unquote flesh?
It's the closest you would get to the first version. The thing is that you were wearing your helmet when you were transformed, so your armor has always sort of retained that sort of like centurion aesthetic.
So,
But this is like the left side of his face isn't armored anymore. So it looks like a person's. It looks close to what your original face looked like on the left side. But it's like someone tried to reconstruct your face out of parts.
Like one of those automatons that has like a literal faceplate.
Yes.
That's freaky heck. Especially because he's got like a third of a set of lips now, and then the rest of it is still like the robot slits,
Yeah.
like the core.
Yeah.
So
essentially, it's what after the process is what he looks like under the armor. Now,
Okay.
because he's Warforged, he doesn't have to take the armor off.
Yeah. So then, for context, the part of his head that's actually visible, is hairless for the most part, and then right underneath where the centurion plume is, it looks like there's some kind of growth that started, but it's like covered by the plume.
He had a mohawk.
So
I mean, no.
For my own theater of the mind, like the stuff that's been reconstructed, it looks like almost of like a regular body but made out of metal flesh, kind of like Colossus from X-Men.
At first, when it's first forming, and then it sort of like gets this sort of more blocky mechanical thing that you would expect from like a Warforged.
Right, gotcha. So
it still has the grooves and stuff like that would be from the tattoos. Those are still there. They're just more blocky, as it were.
Gotcha. So
I got turned into pixel art.
So, where do you guys want to go?
I think Warden tries to like bend his leg to stand up, and there's just a really loud as the very new set of armor is being moved for the first time.
To the surface.
Yeah, I can do that. I'm making a lot of detours, but I'll catch up with you guys shortly.
I have words with you when you come back.
I am well aware. I very quickly need to go talk to my god.
I think Corpor, and then check in with a lot of. I need to check in with a lot of places because that was a lot of people in the world suddenly gone. So, Corpor, get a sit rep. Yeah.
I'll also send a message to Rogar. Yola's gonna cast.
Michael.
And a shadow door appears.
I cast wizard bullshit.
If you go in that door, that will lead to my demi-plane, and from there are doors you can use to get to various places.
Before I forget, Warden.
I think what comes out of what is left of his body is
Players trying not to giggle.
before it slowly starts to like remorph. Can I be heard now?
Hold on. Right. Reboot. Blank. Like gives him a clonk on the side of the head. Hold up, just hold on. Let me reboot you.
I just had the equivalent of full reconstructive surgery by a squirrel, and you hit me in the head.
It worked, didn't it?
Right.
I was already fine. His
Right,
shoulder
here,
starts
you-
to move.
All right, listen here, you overgrown piece of tin.
This
I mean that in the most
overgrown
nicest way
piece of
possible.
tin saved your life.
I aware,
You
and
remember
I'm
that.
very grateful for that. But you is like grabs his head. I don't care how tall he is. I cast. No, I'm kidding.
I'm not.
She
I
grabs his
cast.
head
I'm not even
Oh.
up
and, like
yet.
turns it towards Mule. Talk, and she's gonna walk through the door.
And,
I cast scolding.
I cast talk to your girlfriend, and I walk past the door without any.
Benjamin's gonna like come out of her form,
look at Warden and just do like a I'm watching you sort of motion before following Zara.
What did I do? I think he then looks down and goes, "Oh my god!"
My leg! It's there!
My leg! You uses
My
his good
leg!
arm, which is his right arm, which didn't fall off, is still like a little creaky because there's like his forearm had to get reconstructed a little bit. So when he turns his wrist, there's like a light. When he like reaches down and like touches the rock hard abs that are there now, like deeper and more pronounced than the fake ones that were on his armor. Like a, oh man.
Do you like want some clothes or like just a slight mock armor for the time being?
You know, I don't. Honestly, this doesn't really look that much different. I kind of just feel like I got hives or something. This really isn't that much different from what I used to look like. I think it'll be fine. As he slowly starts to move more.
Zara's not there, but he can feel her gaze of like, motherfucker, talk to her.
He can feel the gaze, and two out of he's got like the 3 slits where his mouth was. He's only got 2 now because the one got converted into his quote unquote face. Those 2 are starting to turn red. As he like pulls himself up with just all the noise in the world. Thanks for coming into the bubble.
Thank you for coming back.
I'm not even sure it was really my choice, but yeah, of course.
I mean, would you rather be at the bottom of the ocean while the world just goes by?
Not anymore.
Huh. Would you like to do coffee later?
He he can't see his own face, so he like reaches up and like starts tink, 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 like tapping around his mouth just to like check. Doesn't feel like I can do that still, but I think we need more than coffee.
I mean, I could just heat up a cup of oil for you. That works too.
I'm definitely gonna need it. I don't know how long it's gonna be like this. I'm actually scared to move right now.
I mean, if you want to wait around, I could just carry you.
Am I allowed to join you on wherever you're going?
You would like to.
I think he stands up a little straighter with a very pronounced I'd like that. but maybe just like an assist, like I got injured in battle, because I did. So just we're probably on the right side, because that's where the leg. That way I'm not moving it a whole bunch, and it's not super disruptive, and it also looks like I'm a warrior instead of you just hiking me around like a toy.
I do apologize. I'm gonna have you repeat that because I was asked for a hammer.
You need that to help me.
Yeah. I know.
He said, I'd like that, but if you could like just assist me, like I got injured in battle, like just like move to my like right side so that my leg isn't moving so much and it's not as disruptive. And then it
She
looks like
walks
I was a
over
warrior instead
She
of a
walks over
toy.
and props you up with her arm and a bunch of snakes.
Oh, because you're still the Medusa.
Yeah.
No, didn't
Look,
you
man, this
retract
thing
your
lasts an
original plan?
hour. It has a bunch of things I need to use it for real quick. So I'm holding on to it.
That's awesome. Thanks.
Anytime.
I think his arm like tightens just a little bit around her shoulders.
Luthea, who has been standing in the background this whole time. Well, I'm going to leave you to do it. Have fun. She's gonna go through a door.
Borden, I almost said jumps in his skin. Jumps in his tin. And there's a very loud because as per usual when he's talking to Mule, all of like the HUD work that goes on in his own vision just kind of disappears. Which is why he didn't even realize she was still a Medusa.
Yeah.
An eyeball growing back is just like, all right, recalibrate. Oh, okay.
He has to like, it says like Hierophant Medusa in the identifier, and he has to like mentally scribble it out and replace and like handwrite Mule.
Like something from their Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah.
In that case, I'm gonna plane shift with Warden over to Daedalus, fucking hell. Daedrius' realm? I'm thinking of a god from another game.
Yes, Daedalus.
Daedalus.
Yes. All right, so some clarifications. Nile, before anyone really could say or do anything about it, as soon as the shadow door opened, immediately went in and immediately went to the door, taking it back to the Empire nearest to, I'm guessing, nearest to the village where Sam
I never said where he went.
All I said was to the Empire.
I never gave specifics.
Okay. Well, one of the doors there's a couple to the Empire. You can decide whichever one that is. We cut back to Nile. There's one that's like to the capital. There's another one closer to there. That kind of thing. There's one to Glenn's.
Best way I can describe Mjol's demiplane, it looks like a very fantasy garden, but it has like stone pathways with different doors.
Mm-hmm. All very clearly labeled because they do that.
Several languages.
Yes. Zara, where did you go?
Not to Coldport. I think she would go to the Empire.
Okay, I will let you know that because of the time framing, he's gonna get there before you, and you're not entirely sure which where he went. So, if you're heading this,
She's not really
heading,
concerned about him right now.
that's fair. I was just clarifying in case that was the intent.
Yep.
He is slipped off. Venwin and Draven's heading back to Coldport. Venwin, where are you heading?
Then would also be going back to Coldport.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Before we start sectioning off, I think it's a good time for a little bit of a berserk.
I was going to ask how are people feeling. Like, are they going to take a break here, or do people want to call it? Because bear in mind, we started late. It's 5 a.m.
It is a little bit late. Yeah.
So how are we feeling?
I don't mind either way.
Same.
Also same, but obviously I have the bias of being in a better time zone.
Yeah, same.
Where it's like midday for me and Dragon.
I can go
No.
I can
12,
see the sun out of Mitch's window.
I actually watched the sun leave in real time and abandon me for you fuckers.
Oh, the moon is still out. That's
Night,
great.
Paige.
Is this
Understand.
wait? Is it actual sunlight or is it cloudy sunlight?
It's dawn, so it's
A
like,
little both.
so the sun is not out, but the sun has radiated the sky as it's peeking over the horizon. But there's a half moon still out, and it's pretty.
Nice.
I'm good for a little bit, but I am starting to fade, so I can continue on for a little bit longer. So,
I can make it work.
alright, we'll go for a break. Catch you in a moment, ladies and genitals.
Yeah.
Oh man. Right, catch you
I
later.
want to be a genital.
Okay. we are back from break. We're not going to be. Yes, eyes before your eyes.
Titties.
You have a ceiling
You guys are gonna be
TV.
trying.
I was eating ice cream, okay? I had a mouthful of chocolate ice cream, okay?
You traded the word for the ice cream.
Yes. Yes, I did.
So, great boss fight, everyone. We all had a fun time. Everyone had a good time. Everyone got a little bit fucked up, but we've been healed. We have gone our separate ways. I due to some time constraints and also my waning consciousness. What we're going to do is we're going to set some scenes up and give a little bit of an overview of what the characters are doing and what they are seeing before we end for the evening. So, I think this is the first time that Warden is seeing this. But you are taken by Mjol to this large, open white space. And there is constant whirring of clicking clocks and ticking talks around you. And in the center, just in the right in front of where you both are, there is a table, a chessboard, and a tea set. And sitting at that table is a hooded figure. And there's this overwhelming energy of the deified here. It is not often that you bring me guests.
This is my emotional support, Warden.
Hello, Warden. I am Degeras, god of the cycle.
It is a it is a pleasure to meet you. I would bow or offer some kind of position of gratitude and fealty, but as you can see, I'm a bit changed.
It'll take some getting used to, but I'm sure your companions in the Iron City can assist you in rearmoring.
I hope so as well, thank you.
You have come with questions.
I do, Granddad.
Warden,
Yeah, that's real easy to catch up.
You just kind of tilt the head up. You're technically correct. There's a few greats in between that, but sure.
Well, yes, I know this. Otherwise, we'll be here a while.
Technically, that would qualify for everyone, but moving forward.
Kavavek's soul, do you still have the part of him that technically moved on?
There is a rare thing that exists. It is soul obliteration. The piece of his soul that was left in him, part of it rejoined with the new Kavavek. The rest of it is gone. There, I suppose, there is peace in oblivion.
Mjol has a bit of a sour expression. Fucking damn it.
very new to this. Does this mean that he's now half of a half?
It's... How do I explain this?
The way he
So
was
he-
resurrected, he was only half undead, in essence. The part of him that was alive rejoined with the other part of him, making him almost whole. But with the discarded body that he gave up for power, so did the rest of that lingering pieces of his soul. They too withered away and faded into nothing. He will never be whole. He cannot form a full soul, even with the clone spell. He is
That's
alive.
good to know from my own knowledge.
Yes. He is alive. Ah,
My internal struggle. Very well. Then... I'd like to move on to a different topic.
you wonder of his parents.
I do.
I wish that I could tell you that your intentions would be noble and that your understanding of things. But they have been dead a long time.
I know.
The slivers that were left in those creatures have rejoined the whole in the cycle. And they will come again in time. They are at peace, shedding their hatred and their mistakes. It was in the spell that he used at the end. The cleansing, it is a spell he learned from that priest you had some trouble with. It is called Cleansing Flame. It removes, not only does it burn away a corpse or still living person, burns away their sins and leaves them in true peace. It is used by a rather enthusiastic sect of the Citadel, as well as several other divine casters. The annual mass burnings, as you are aware, that is the flame that they use.
That makes sense.
Also aware of this being a cleric?
Yes.
Cool.
Essentially is a... There are some fire spells that are sort of universal, that are sort of like slightly blessed by the deific, for different purposes. There's one that's just, it lights your finger on fire to light candles, but the candles are holy candles. It essentially is just adding a bit of faith into your fire magic to perform a purpose.
What I wanted to ask them was... Okay, I'll be honest, I'm literally just doing mental gymnastics in my head to justify this, but the only thing I can really say is... I want to ask them if they want to come back, not for the sake of myself or turning a tragedy into a train wreck in my family, but more for the sake of my parents.
They were your mother's kin, correct?
They were, And then they were my dad's best friends.
I think they would appreciate knowing that they are now at peace. And that the version of their son that they mourned and lashed out and caused as much damage as they did, that version of him that they buried once before is at peace as well. They have been dead for they have been less than alive, but not quite dead, for years. He was truly a monster at the end.
What became of the family that one of them made?
The hooded figure just sort of sighs. Nothing you need to hear.
That's all I needed to know. Oh. Thank you again for your time. Now I need to go see if my friends are okay.
I may not know everything, but I can gander at an answer being probably not. But they will recover. The world has need of them still.
I'm aware. Which is why I better go make sure they're okay. Warden, unless you've got any questions, shall we go?
Warden, there's no expression on his face, but it's very clear he's just trying to keep up with what's happening. You
You understand. Souls. Am I still a soul?
Soul bathed in iron is still a soul. You could have not have done what you did if there was not a soul driving you. Though your flesh changed, who you have always been is who you will always be.
That's why I say you always have a pretty soul.
I think he was about to respond, and then Mule said something, and it just kind of dies in his throat, and there's just this soft sigh. That's my only question.
Alright. I'm gonna cast Plane Shift using one of my owls.
Before you depart, the figure looks up at Warden. Warden, you see under the hood that there is a face under the hood that is your old face. Half of it is young, spry, the U before the metal, and the other is wrinkled in the hold with a glowing mechanical eye. Enjoy your life, Bolvar Ironheart. And we're going to cut over to Coldport. I quickly see people going, write that down, write that down!
It's fine. I'll write it down after the VOD is uploaded. At the moment, Draven kind of has Venwin in tow and
Okay.
looks to Venwin and just be like, I'm about to go into complete. By the way, by this time, Draven is back in human form, and you can tell that he's hurting a fair bit, but is pushing through it. There is a sense of urgency and the need to act quick at the moment, and just kind of looks at you and goes, yeah, it's less it's less damage, but it's more like because dragon form, divine brutality, and then ultimate.
It hitting him all at once.
Yeah, but he's pushing through.
Valid.
He's pushing through it at the moment.
He transforms into like, oh, that's mine.
So,
I'm alone.
Everything hurts, mine. I cannot afford to. So, I'm about to go into full general mode. Just let you know. I'm gonna need your help with this one. Are you with me?
Venwin is also back in, obviously, as I said before, she's back in her not void form. But she's not at her normal height. She is slightly taller. She's kind of put herself in that form in that height for the moment, using enlarge. But she's just going to cup Draven's cheek for a moment before moving her hand, like running her hand down to his arm and going, I will be by your side for as long as we both shall live.
Also, slight
You see a half smile cocked as he kind of caresses your cheek with his thumb a little bit before he kisses you, and kind of takes a deep, pained breath. I don't think I can think of anyone else I'd rather do this with. As he kind of as he takes your hand and hastily leads you to straight to the keep, and as he passes soldiers, people of note, even civilians, and is like, You take stock of anyone who could be missing, could be anyone, and I mean anyone right now. I need a full stock on supplies, civilians, people, and I need it as soon as possible, please. As he heads to the keep and sees a storm guard of note. Alert the Council of the Cold Port. Emergency meeting now. And he kind of looks to Venwin. Would you mind spearheading the civilian count for me, please, while I talk to the council?
I will do it from the skies. If you need me, give me a shout.
Oh, you will hear me. Believe me.
I know.
What?
You know what all Venom will hear is just him screaming in Draconic, and she's just like, oh, for fuck's sake. All right.
What now?
What did you break? Who did you break?
Nothing and no one. Yet.
Yet.
Yeah.
But she's just going to take the groups that Draven had pinpointed to take note of civilians and people who might have gone missing, and she's just going to fly overhead of the village of the city.
Okay. Both of you rush off to do that. People start going every which direction. We cut to forest within the Empire. To Nile. Simply picking lavender. Not far from the village. Completely absorbed in his task. And we cut further away, but not too far away, to Zara standing on a hill. The chaos of the world far away from her. It was a hill. It was one of the hills they were near when he saw the big ass. He saw the emerald aspect fly over. Just a beautiful view of the skyline, the mountains, the flowing seas of grass. And just staring out as the world twists and turns around her. She takes a moment to center. Some time to be away from everything. And then we pull back from all of it. Cities in panic. Villages gone. People frantically looking for people they had just been talking to. Panic all over the known world. Confusion, suspicion, tensions rising. And the camera cuts away to a man sitting in a chair, sipping tea. His tattoos running along his head down to his arms. Now dressed in what seemed to be a mage's robes, white and gold aligned with it. Putting the finishing touches on a circle. As he steps out onto a beach on a small island in the middle of nowhere. They were successful. His plans are further thwarted. And he knows it was them. I made sure of that. Absolution looks out to the sea, as he has done for thousands of years. Do you think it will take enough time? Oh, yes. The preparations are nearly complete. He will make himself a target. and they will save the world. And then it will be our turn. And the screen cuts. It fades to black. And that's where we're going to end for this session. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, my wonderful players, for playing. Sorry that I'm only a little bit sorry I tried to kill you all again.
It's fine. We're used to it by now, I think.
And nearly succeeded. Nearly.
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 It's not
I'll
working.
take
Why
it
is it not
nearly.
working? There we go.
Ow. My poor head.
Your head is not
All
that
right.
little.
No, I have a big ass head. I said my poor head, not my little head.
Oh, your forehead. Sorry, I thought you said little head. Never mind.
No. I got a big ass head. Yeah, that's a fun question. How low did Warden get?
20 hit points.
If one of those dice hadn't been a 1, that would have been real bad.
Just a little bit.
All right. Thank you all for watching. We will be back hopefully next week and expand on some of these scenes that we are seeing and get to some good roleplay. Thank you all for watching. Have a great night. Remember to drink your water, take your meds, eat your fucking food, and you'll have a good night.
Catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.